Hare श्री माता भय शरणारविंद भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी महाराज श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। इस्कॉन फाउंडर आचार्य श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य श्रोता श्री श्रीमान भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर महाराज श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। जय विष्णुपाद श्री गौर किशोर दास बाबूजी महाराज की जय। जय विष्णुपाद श्री सच्चिदानंद भक्तिविनोद ठाकुर की जय। जय विष्णुपाद वैष्णव सर्वभौमा शिव जगन्नाथ दास बाबूजी महाराज की जय। जय श्री रूप सनातन भक्त रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भक्त दस रघुनाथ शाद गोस्वामी प्रभु की जय। नमाचार्य शिव हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ राधा कुंड श्याम कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय। श्री मायपुर धाम की जय। श्री वृंदावन धाम की जय। गंगा माए की जय। जमुना माए की जय। भक्ति देवी की जय। तुलसी देवी की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। श्री हरि नाम संकीर्तन याग की जय। समवेत भक्त वृंद की जय। निताय गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल। All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to all the devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to Shri Shri Guru and Shri Gauranga. Jai Shri Shri Guru Shri Gauranga, Jai Shri Shri Guru Shri Gauranga, Jai Shri Guru Shri Gauranga. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai, Guru Maharaj ki Jai. Narayanam namaskritya Naram chaiva narottamam Devim saraswatim vyasam Tato jayam mudiraye Vijramene chaiva Purane bharate tatha Tadavante chamadhe cha Hari sarvatra giyate Mukham karoti vachalam Pangum langete girim Yat kripatamaham vande Shigurum dinatarine Ramananda madhavam Dharma projita kaitavotra paramo nirmasaranam satam Vedyam vastu matra vastu shivadam tapatrayon mulanam Srimad Bhagavate Mahamunikrite Kimva Prarishwara Sadhyogri Javarudyate Trakritibi Shushrushubhi Stachanat Nigamakalpataror Galitam Phalam Shugamukat Amrita Dravasamyitam Pibata Bhagavatam Rasamalayam Muraho Rasika Bhuvibhavaka Anartho Pashamam Sakshat Bhakti Yoga Madokshate Lokasya Janato Vidvam Shakre Satvata Samhitam Yasyam Vaishrayamanaya Krishne Paramapurushe Bhaktirutpajite Pumsa Shokamoha Bhayapaha Srimad Bhagavatam Puranamalam Yadvaishnavanam Priyam Yasmin Paramaham Simik Mamalam Jnanam Param Giyate Tatra Jnana Viraga Bhakti Sahitam Nishkarmima Vishkritam Sachrinvan Subhatan Vicharana Paru Bhaktya Vimuchye Naraha Arthoyam Brahmasutranam Bharatartha Vinirnaya Gayatri Bashruposo Vedartha Paribrimhita Sarva Veda Itihasanam Saram Saram Samudritam Sarva Vedanta Saram Hi Srimad Bhagavatam Ishyate Tadra Samrita Triptasya Nanyatra Satati Koji Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Hare Krishna. Today we will listen from Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, first chapter, text number 4. By the mercy of our Gurudev, by the mercy of previous acharyas, we will speak something from his instructions also. So let us repeat text number 4. Naimishe nimisha kshetre Rishaya shaunakadaya Satram sargaya lokaya Sahasra samama satam Naimishe nimisha kshetre Rishaya shaunakadaya Satram sargaya lokaya Sahasra samama satam. Please repeat. Naimishe nimisha kshetre Rishaya shaunakadaya Satram sargaya lokaya Sahasra samama satam. Naimishe nimisham kshetre Rishaya shaunakadaya Satram sargaya lokaya Sahasra samama satam. Naimishe nimishe kshetre Rishaya shaunakadaya Satram sargaya lokaya Sahasra samama satam. The translation. Okasari naimi naranya aranyanlo ni oka pavitra pradeshanlo Bhagavantuni Mariyu Atani Bhaktula Santripti Kosham Shaunaka Maharshi Natritvanlo Gopparishulu Oka Goppa Veyi Santvat Sarala Yagam Tiyaraniki Samaveshamayaru. Once in the holy place in the forest of Naimisharanya, great sage headed by the sage Shaunaka assembled to perform a great 1,000-year sacrifice for the satisfaction of the Lord and His devotees. Read purport. The prelude of the Srimad Bhagavatam was spoken in the previous 3 shlokas. Now the main topic of this great literature is being presented. Srimad Bhagavatam, after its first recitation by Srila Shukadeva Goswami, was repeated for the second time at Naimisharanya. In the Vayaviya Tantra, it is said that Brahma, the engineer of this particular universe, contemplated a great wheel which could enclose the universe. The hub of this great circle was fixed at a particular place known as Naimisharanya. Similarly, there is another reference to the forest of Naimisharanya in the Varaha Purana, where it is stated that by performance of sacrifice at this place, the strength of the demonic people is curtailed. Thus Brahmanas preferred Naimisharanya for such sacrificial performances. The devotees of Lord Vishnu offer all kinds of sacrifices for his pleasure. The devotees are always attached to the service of the Lord, whereas fallen souls are attached to the pleasures of material existence. In Bhagavad Gita it is said that anything performed in the material world for any reason other than for the pleasure of Lord Vishnu causes further bondage for the performer. It is enjoined, therefore, that all acts must be performed sacrificially for the satisfaction of Vishnu and his devotees. This will bring everyone peace and prosperity. The great sages are always anxious to do good to the people in general, and as such the sages headed by Shaunaka and others assembled at this holy place on Naimisharani with a program of performing a great and continuous chain of sacrificial ceremonies. Forgetful men do not know the right path for peace and prosperity. However, the sages know it well, and therefore for the good of all men, they are always anxious to perform acts which may bring about peace in the world. They are sincere friends to all living entities, and at the risk of great personal inconvenience, they are always engaged in the service of the Lord for the good of all people. Lord Vishnu is just like a great tree, and all others, including the demigods, men, siddhas, charanas, vidyadharas, and other living entities, are like branches, twigs, and leaves of that tree. By pouring water on the root of the tree, all the parts of the tree are automatically nourished. Only those branches and leaves which are detached cannot be so satisfied. Detached branches and leaves dry up gradually despite all watering attempts. Similarly, human society, when it is detached from the personality of Godhead, like detached branches and leaves, it is not capable of being watered, and one attempting to do so is simply wasting his energy and resources. The modern materialistic society is detached from its relation to the Supreme Lord, and all its plans, which are being made by atheistic leaders, are sure to be baffled at every step. Yet they do not wake up to this. This says the congregational chanting of the holy names of the Lord is the prescribed method for waking up. The ways and the means are most scientifically presented by Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. An intelligent person may take advantage of his teachings in order to bring about real peace and prosperity. Srimad Bhagavatam is also presented for the same purpose, and this will be explained more specifically later in the text. Hare Krishna. So we will speak now something from instructions of Srila Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur about Sankirtana. Because here in this verse, after Mangala Charana, you know what is this? Mangala Charana is prayers starting the Shastra. For example, here first 3 verses Mangala Charana. In Mangala Charana, always we can see the topic, we can see the topic, we can see the audience, we can see Sambandha Bide Prayojana, as we can say, like this. So, Mangala Charana is like brief summary of all the Shastra, and also we can see that in the first shloka of Srimad Bhagavatam it was said about Sambandha, relationship with Supreme Lord, his position, Jiva, in which position Jiva is, Bhagavan in which position, Maya in which position, we can see first shloka. Then second shloka it was said about Bhakti. Bhakti should be very pure, no like it is said, nirmatsara, no envy should be in the heart of the devotee. And also it was said that akaitava dharma, very pure, no material goals, no material purusharthas should be inspired. And third shloka is about prayojana. Yesterday we told about this, the highest goal of life, like this. And today, fourth shloka, starting the topic of Srimad Bhagavatam. The topic of Srimad Bhagavatam actually is Sankirtana Yagya. And also we can say, the benefit of all living entities. And because Bhagavata came only for benefit of all the humanity. Naimisharanya, you were in Naimisharanya.
No, about that.
This rail station Nimshar, like this. It's I know that it is 40 kilometers from Lucknow. I wasn't there. I heard that this is not big forest, small forest.
Yeah,
No.
nowadays.
Yes, it is on the north. And Nimisha Kshetre, Animisha Kshetre means this is connected with Lord Vishnu, which eyes are never closed. Like we see Balaji always closing eyes. But Vishnu, actually Vishnu not closing eyes. Why? Because Vishnu is always seeing, he's Antaryami, always seeing what is happening, what is going on, what is going on. He's maintaining. And we know that Vishnu is in the heart of everyone. But actually no one can understand it. No one can see Supreme Lord in the heart. So therefore everyone needs to be purified. And this purification cannot be done in Kali Yuga. Not possible, very contaminated age. So one very powerful process is needed. Therefore, these sages in Naimisharanya forest, they started 1,000 years yagya. And before this, we know this Bhagavatam was already told by Sutta Goswami before this, or by Shukadev Goswami. Actually, Bhagavatam was taught many times. First time, Lord Brahmaji said to Lord Brahmaji got from the Supreme Lord 4 shlokas. And we can see it in 2nd canto, 9th chapter, Chatur Shloka Bhagavatam. Actually, Chatur Shloka, when we say Chatur Shloka, that means in these 4 shlokas everything is there, all philosophy. Then Brahma spoke to Narada more widely. Then Narada more widely spoke to Vyasadeva. Then Vyasadeva more widely spoke to Shukadeva. Then Shukadeva more widely spoke to Parikshit Maharaj. And Sutta Goswami was present there. Then Sutta Goswami more widely spoke to Naimisharanya sages. So then Vyasadeva wrote it down.
Narada receiving from Chatuskumara or from Brahma? Narada receiving Bhagavatam from Chatuskumara or Brahma?
From Brahma. Yes. Chatushkumar, it is different. Chatushkumar is other sampradaya, Kumar sampradaya. They have their book is Narada Sutra. That's different. Actually, also Narada is in different sampradayas. Narada is everywhere. He is in many leelas in Bhagavatam. Narada is participating. But here we see when Narada asking Brahma, are you the Supreme One or not? In the 2nd canto. And Brahma is explaining to him, no, I'm not the Supreme. And he is saying about how he appeared, how the universe was created. It was like this. So, then question comes of Sankirtan Yagya. What is Sankirtan Yagya? It is said, Bahubir Militva Iti Sankirtana. So when many are getting together, it is called Sankirtana. Many people getting together chanting. But actually there is no just correct meaning. We should understand what is Sankirtana Yagya is. So we will speak from Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur. One day morning time, some devotees, some disciples, Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur were sitting with their Gurudev, and he mentioned to one disciple. So indicating to one disciple, he said, "Oh, you have good voice. You're nicely singing. Some sweetness is there, but in that kirtana some life should be. Some life is missing in your kirtana. So there must be some life in that kirtana. Otherwise, it will never attract Gaur Hari or Bhagavan Krishna." So, is that if you can put your life into that kirtana, then all auspiciousness will come, all auspiciousness. Then that means the sages of Naimisharanya, they started yagya. It is said here, Svargaya. Some people, they saying that Svargaya means they wanted to go to heavenly planets. But actually it's not correct. Actually Svargaya, Svarga also means Vaikuntha, in spiritual world. Actually many meanings are there in Sanskrit. The Bhagavatam is not, we cannot understand Bhagavatam just without purport, because some things they hidden in Bhagavatam. Also these Shastras, they are spoken in this way, so that some demons they cannot understand.
For what purpose they are doing
They were doing yagya only to get Krishna Loka, Vaikuntha, and also they were thinking about the benefit of all people. But they were knowing only Agnihotra Yagya, doing Agnihotra Yagya. And I heard that sometimes when they have some delay in the Agnihotra Yagya, because they had some also problems, because wood were not burning properly, so much smoke was there. So they were asking Sutta Goswami to speak. And when he was speaking, they were so attracted. Then they said to him, later they will say, we should listen only Bhagavatam. So Bhagavatam will be Sankirtan Yagi. And these sages, they were thinking about the benefit of people in Kali Yuga, actually of our benefit. So this is very connected with other events which happened later, like some acharyas of some four sampradayas appeared, then Madhvacharya appeared, then Mahaprabhu appeared. Everything is connected. So this Naimisharanya Yagya, we can say that Yagya never stops. Yagya should never stop. Sometimes this Yagya is so famous, so popular everywhere. We can see this Yagya. But sometimes only maybe 1-2 persons are doing this Yagya. Therefore, this Vaishnava's preaching was going on. But at that time, these sages, they getting together in the Naimisharanya forest, because Kali Yuga was starting, were thinking what to do. And only in this forest they were doing this yagya. And when they started this yagya, no life was there. No life was in their yagya, in their kirtan. So they could not understand, therefore they asked Sutta Goswami, please give us instructions, please, you listen directly from Shukadeva Goswami, you can speak. And There must be life in kirtana, Srila Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur saying. Otherwise it will never attract Gaur Hari or Bhagavan Krishna. So if you can put your life into that kirtan, then all auspiciousness will be. So we are doing kirtana, but for what? We are not doing kirtan for ourselves. We are not doing kirtana to get appreciation for others. We are doing kirtana to give pleasure to the Supreme Lord. And that kirtana will have life, prana. When someone does kirtana with prana, life, Gaurasundara becomes very happy. Gauranga Mahaprabhu is very magnanimous and very merciful one. So, Srila Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur said, when we are going on Nagar Sankirtan Harinam, we should think that Gauranga Mahaprabhu is going ahead. So we should just following him. Or we just dancing in the circle and Gauranga Mahaprabhu should be in center. We should think like this. Because actually only he is doing kirtan. As yesterday we said, only Radharani is serving. So you can say only Gauranga Mahaprabhu is doing kirtan. Gauranga Nityananda. We are not capable. Therefore, what does it mean? That prana, life should be there. It means should be dedication, surrendering. That I am doing it for the pleasure of Krishna. These things what absent. This thing was absent in this Naimisharanya Yagya. And also Naimisharanya, very famous place, it is there, like the wheel. The Brahma created the wheel, like some processes in the universe, like IT system in the universe, like many things we don't know. How Brahma is the engineer, and Naimisharanya is very calm place, very quiet place, very important place also. Therefore, it started there. Yagi started there because in some place when you start kirtan, it will be spread everywhere. Because this place is so powerful, and if you speak powerfully and through listening powerful, so this power will be spread. Therefore, they started in Naimisharanya forest. And Sri Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur said, actually, he was worshipping the deity Vinodananda in one math, his beloved deity. He said, now Sri Vinodananda is remaining here. He is showing mercy on so many persons. So many persons are attracted towards him. By his mercy, many, their lack of faith is changing. By his mercy only. So some, seeing the beauty of him, becoming completely attached, and they don't want to leave. The people, those who are attracted towards him, they don't want to leave him, and the shining, the effulgence coming from his beautiful form is touching the heart of the devotee who is having darshana. That is real kirtan. People are attracted by Krishna, by devotees. This shining is coming. If his seva would be done through kirtan nicely, then he will be happy. So how many types of kirtan are there? You know? I will speak. 3 types of kirtan are there. Every day we are doing kirtan here. First type is by instrument and singing, playing on instruments. We are doing kirtana. Somebody is playing mridang, like Srikant, nicely playing mridang. Somebody is playing karatal. That is one type of kirtana. Another kirtana, maybe no instruments, but many together doing kirtana. Bahubir militva. So this kirtana is giving so much pleasure and happiness. These 2 types of kirtana, first and second. So when people joining together, they doing this kirtana very happy. Yes? You're also attracted by kirtana. Shigan. You're attracted by kirtana. Yes. So, but besides these two, there is another one kirtan that is Bhagavad Katha Krishna Kirtan. It's also Krishna Kirtan. Therefore, in Naimisharanya forest, then Sutta Goswami started Krishna Kirtan. And this Kirtan can be also different types. Nama, Rupa, Guna, Lila, everything is here. So we can speak about name, form, Leelas, qualities of Bhagavan, his associates, Vaishnavas also. And those who are doing Kirtan from the heart of life, they are actually doing Seva to Bhagavan. What Kirtan means Seva. Kirtan is also Seva, one type of Seva. And this Kirtan is becoming Seva when we are giving our heart. We doing is Shraddha, Shraddhanga. If we are not doing it with our heart, actually, sometimes I can give example. One devotee, he was arranging many programs, and many people were coming. Just sitting in India, just sitting here everywhere on the chair and just watching. But bhaktas, devotees, they dancing, chanting like this. But these people not chanting, only sitting. And when they like someone dancing, they give money, like taking some maybe 200 rupees and put here. And the bhakti is dancing with rupees. So, and then I was very interested, because after this kirtan I was feeling not good. Because we like dancing, like attracting them, like entertaining. But they are not changing like this. I asked Gurudev, and he said, actually they will get benefit. You should pray to Krishna to do this. Yes. But at the same time, he gave this instruction to me, but to our other devotee he gave other instruction. He was saying like this. Then that means not everyone can do it. Not easy to chant in front of ordinary people just to attract them. Therefore, better we do kirtan with devotees. When all devotees are getting together, we're doing kirtan. And when we're doing Nagar Sankirtan, Harinam be going on, also we are together. We are doing Harinam for the pleasure of Krishna, not for the pleasure of people. That is very important. Not like we are doing this because also in Western countries, I hope in India it will not be like that. But some places it is happening. That when Mataji is going ahead, many Mataji is going ahead dancing, then Prabhu behind. And this Prabhu were doing kirtan. For whom? You can understand. Because Mataji is there, they are doing kirtan for Matajis. Because Mataji is very sensitive. If you are doing nice kirtan, they are very happy. So Prabhu also very happy. But this is not kirtan for Krishna, for Bhagavan, actually. And people, they are looking at Mataji and they are thinking, oh, very beautiful, nice Matajis. They are not thinking, so beautiful kirtan. You can understand this. It's happening in Western countries, in Russia also. But actually it's not good. It's not good. Now, not all devotees, they agree that it's not good. Yes, because some desire is there to attract others. And it's not a bad desire, not of course bad, but maybe sometimes not pure. Who is participating in this, maybe he is not pure. But actually kirtan should be very pure. And when in Russia, when first Sankirtana was going on, like big Nagar Sankirtan was when only Soviet Union just was finished. That Krishna consciousness was became legal only in 1989. And then in 1991, Krishna consciousness was spreading everywhere because Soviet Union was finished. After ending of Soviet Union, in Russia many Nagar Sankirtan were there, and devotees were going in this dhoti. They have no dhoti at that time. They were using a blanket or something like this. And Matajis also were not having saris, they were using curtains. And also tilak, sometimes they were not having tilaks, they were using different things. So sometimes they were looking very strange. And they were going on this Harinam very strict because life was very difficult at that time. They were doing Harinam very seriously. People were attracted because they were doing it for the pleasure of Krishna. People were attracted. Many people were coming. But when sometimes, time by time, it became like professional musicians, professional dancers, like this. The effect is different. Effect really is different. The people just enjoying, they saying, yes, very nice, Haribo, but not attracting. Actually, this is very different. But that time, when it was starting in Russia, they were doing Nagar Sankirtan. After Nagar Sankirtan, they divided many groups. And people just coming and asking, what is Krishna consciousness? Please say to us. Please give books, like this. And they were discussing some hours. Just on the square. Then we were going home with new devotees. That time it was like this. People were thirsty for spiritual. They were, because in Soviet Union life was very austere. And because of this tapasya they were doing in Soviet Union, they were like to get something new, spiritual, like this. But nowadays it changed. Because after so much money, so much economic, so much business, so much things, passion, people are not so attracting before. Therefore they need some beautiful woman who's going ahead of group, attracting you, yes? But now we're forgetting what is the real Nagar Sankirtan. And now it's also coming in India. Some places they also imitating. What they're doing on the West, we also should do in India. We should let Mataji go the head, and many people will look at them, yes? It can be also here. It should be. Therefore we should know what is kirtana, and kirtana should be life. Not just only senses. That's enjoyable object. And that there are three types of kirtana. You said a third type of kirtana, Lila Katha Kirtana. And also when we writing books, that is also the third type of kirtana. This is Lila Katha Kirtana. Because Lila Katha, but written in the books. And Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur called this special type of kirtana, number 4, is Brihad Mridanga. Brihad Mridanga. When you're playing Om Mridanga, they can listen maybe in nearby. But Brihad Mridanga can be spread everywhere, because books can be printed and distributed everywhere. So this is also one type of kirtana. Kirtana is not limited to one place, he said. So the gurus, acharyas, they do this type of kirtana. Actually, who can write the books? This is guru acharyas. Not ordinary people. In Shastra it is said, not everyone should write books. Like to become writer, famous, like this. No. Only if you have qualification, you should write. That was that time. earlier time in the Vedic society, who is pure, he can preach. Nowadays, it's also a rule for writing books. Because it's very strong. When you see book, it's very strong. Strong impression can give. And then he said, who will not be happy by listening Krishna Katha? Who will not be happy by listening Krishna Katha? He's saying. Vina Pashugnat, it is said in Bhagavatam. Those who are killer of animals, Pashugnat. In other words, who are eating flesh of animals, they will never get happiness from this kirtana. So first two types of kirtana can attract people. But number 3, no, not everyone. Because it's for devotees. Who is eating flesh, it is said in Bhagavatam, only this type of person cannot understand. Srila Bhaktivinoda Saraswati Thakur said, in the course of this life, we should do Kirtana Katha. My Gurudev was speaking Krishna Katha and left his body. He said, then Srila Guru Govind Swami was speaking Krishna Katha, left his body. Prabhupada, the last moment of life, moment of life, so his prana was going out, but he was preaching, still preaching. We know Bhagavatam was translated until up to 13th chapter. This 13th chapter very important because Prabhupada was speaking it lying on the bed. Actually, he was not taking any food, nothing. He was just preparing to go out, and he was giving translation, giving instructions. Very strong. Srila Prabhupada, at the cost of life, she was preaching. And it is said, at the cost of life, one should preach. And then, when we are doing book distribution, Prabhupada called it Sankirtana. But actually it is not Sankirtana. Actually, Sankirtana when we chanting holy name. But why Prabhupada called it Sankirtana? Because in books some holy names are there. And when we are distributing, people can read this holy name. Prabhupada was inspiring his devotees to do this. But book distribution, we can say this is seva. One type of seva. When one distributing books, better he will not preach. Because speak little, but give book, take money. That is seva. Not like I'm staying here half an hour, 1 hour to speak to one person, another person. I was doing like this. When I was distributing books, many times I was preaching on the streets. Then the Gurudev told me, no, you should not preach. You should only distribute. Because preaching, you should do in the temple. But that was like my maybe nature. I could not just only distribute. I was sometimes stop one and we were speaking like this. No, it is not like this. Not right. Prabhupada said that also if we are helping someone and preaching, that is also, you can say, this is preaching. We are helping to some person to preach. This is also preaching. Therefore he said that book distribution is Sankirtana. But nowadays, somehow devotees, they changed the name. Book distribution became only Sankirtan. But when we are chanting the holy name outside, it is called Harinama. Some devotees they sing Harinama. Actually it is Nagar Sankirtan. And Kirtaniya must know this thing, how Krishna is worshipped by my Gurudev. My Gurudev is worshipping Krishna. And how Gurudev is doing this, in which mood? then kirtan will be very nice. Sometimes Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur was asking disciple who has no voice, he doesn't know any tal, he was asking him to sing kirtan. But other devotees who were singing very nicely, because in Bengal, so many nice singers, he was not allowing them to sing. He said, yes, let this devotee sing. And this devotee was singing not sweetly, yes, very difficult to listen. But he was sitting and enjoying. He said, that's very nice kirtan. Because he's simple, he's praying for the pleasure of Krishna. This way he was showing that actually what they are doing just very beautiful, maybe sound, tone, Tao, but Krishna is not happy because you are proud. You are proud. Better you should do other seva. Very interesting. When I first time came to Osamaya Shiksha Guru to Gadagiri, then I was interested in doing always singing. Because I was like to sing. But he never told me you should sing. He told me you should translate my books, like you should do this seva, do seva. Better you should speak, but not sing. Then I understood that, okay, this because my pride is there. Yes, that's very interesting. That Guru is giving seva to us sometimes, which we are not like to do. We like to do other seva. And when we're doing it for the pleasure of Krishna, Krishna is a prana devata. He is giving this prana to us. And we're doing and he is very happy. He is very merciful. Sometimes we're saying that only Gauranga is merciful. No, Krishna is also very merciful. No difference between Krishna and Gauranga actually. This is one person. But mood may be a little bit different. But when we do with pure heart, both Krishna and Gauranga they are happy. Because sometimes I listen to devotees they saying, Gaur Nitai very merciful. But Radha Krishna, so many offenses we can do. And actually, it's because of fear. If you have love, you have no fear. So we should do kirtan with love, just to give some pleasure to Krishna. Krishna should be happy. Therefore, also speaking Bhagavatam, it's very important service. If you speak Bhagavatam for the pleasure of Krishna, that's good. And if you speak Bhagavatam for your benefit, like to become glorious, not good. This is not seva, this is not kirtan. And Bhaktivedanta Saraswati Thakur wrote many books, many articles. Also, by reading this, we can get so much bliss. And Prabhupada wrote many books. Acharyas wrote many books. This is ecstasy of Acharyas. But actually problem is there, if we are reading books, listening katha, we are not feeling ecstasy. That means we are hard-hearted one. We are hard-hearted. Our heart is very hard. So, but if we go in this mood, that I do know nothing, I just want to give pleasure to you, and if we open book Prabhupada like this, you will feel so much happiness. Because actually Prabhupada, he was always full of bliss, even in a very dangerous condition, very painful situation. Always was feeling bliss. When reading these books, he was writing it, but in the course of his life he was writing. Then we feel so much life is here in these books of Prabhupada. Who actually listens kirtan of the acharyas? That is other question. Actually, so many they listen katha, but actually, really, not so many. many can sit here, but not many are listening. Not many are interested in Krishna Katha. More interesting in second and first types of kirtana. When some musical instruments and when many people are getting together, it's people like. But Krishna Katha, not like. And this kola, mridanga, like karatal, many ways people like, but not Katha Kirtan. In America, they having festival, Sadhu Sangha it is called. And this Sadhu Sangha festival, no Krishna Katha. Only Kirtan. Why? Because if you speak Krishna Katha there, everyone will go. They said like this. Yes. You see, therefore, now the preachers using many instruments. Some violin player. And tilak should be very beautiful. And nice. Not gopi chandan, something maybe a white color. Very beautiful, you should put. Very nice. And some preachers, they have singing Matajis here, they're sitting, and when he is singing, Mataji is also singing. Very nice. So many things they're doing to attract people. Actually, when Srila Guru Govinda Swami was doing Padayatra in the Orissa, and thousands were coming for Kirtan when he was doing Kirtan. But then he was stopping and just giving class. Maybe 20 people or 10 people were sitting and listening. No, others were not interesting. But when he was leaving, after him maybe some other speaker was coming, some yogi. Thousands were coming. Because this yogi was speaking about sense enjoyment. They were like. Also there are some speakers which are speaking. Actually Kirtan should be in, you can say also in 3 modes of nature. Like in tamaguna, in ignorance, that means that is not seva, not kirtan, but actually one is doing this, feeling angry, competition, envy, like this. So he is doing it, but he criticizing others. It is also sometimes happens when one devotee giving katha, on this katha is just criticizing some devotees like this. Sometimes we give an example that is different, but this is mood of ignorance, angry. And the next type of in mood of passion. Kirtan in mood of passion when one is doing it to give pleasure to audience. That means he is many times joking, people laughing. Sometimes also these preachers, they look at the audience, if they are not smiling, not joking, he is thinking that his class is not good. He is trying to do the best so that everyone will smile and joking, laughing. Yes, very nice. Krishna Katha, very happy. And also Matajis, you look at women and say, this woman happy or not? Very important. Because women, when they are happy, they will glorify you. You devotee. So these preachers, you can find on YouTube many preachers like this. Many, you can just open YouTube, many names. Preacher like this, everywhere, nice tilak, music, tampura, or like this, veena, and he is speaking something about Krishna and everyone. And how many should be followers to get money? Also in YouTube, if you have 10,000 maybe views, you can get money also from this. So this is very interesting to be preacher in YouTube now. But actually, Krishna Katha Kirtan should be not like this. And also in the mood of goodness, one can speak for his own purification. Maybe he is not having so much compassion to others, but he is speaking just like practicing bhajan. Because my Gurudev told I should do it, I am not qualified, I have no realization. I just read purport from Prabhupada. In Russia there was one devotee. When he was asked to speak, he never giving class. He was opening Krishna book and reading. And you know Jayananda Prabhu, when he was giving class, he was sleeping because he was doing so much seva, and in the presence of Prabhupada one time he slept on his own glass. He spoke and snoring. And Prabhupada said, no, okay, everything okay, Prabhupada said to the audience. Because he did so much seva, no problem. He can sleep on the class, no problem. His own class. Yes, Jayananda Prabhu, he was very nice devotee. But actually, Kirtan should be not in the mood of goodness, even not in the mood of goodness. Kirtan should be based on pure realization. When we speak, we want that others should be changed. Everyone who is listening should be changed. Not just be attracted by preacher, speaker, but attracted by Krishna. And that is not easy thing. If we are attracted by material things, how can we be attracted by Krishna? Not possible. Therefore, sometimes we are not listening Krishna Katha. We are listening Shastra Katha. Shastras should be what is right, what is not right. And Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur, in most cases, mostly 90%, he was speaking only Shastra Katha in his classes. Speaking only Tattva. That was his, therefore no one could understand his classes. Very little disciples. And Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur was speaking, not so many were interested. Not so many listened. And who really were listening, they were very fortunate. Later they became great acharyas, you can say like Srila Prabhupada. But actually, others, so many things they were doing. He said before his departure, he said, Agun Chwaube. So there will be fire. In mud will be fire, he said. Everywhere, everything will be burned, he said. He predicted because he knew that his disciples were competing with each other, they were fighting with each other. So after his departure, what happened? He gave instructions to make GBC, as the governing body commission of the Gaudiya Math. Not one acharya, but organization, like Prabhupada did in ISKCON. But they decided they cannot do it because they didn't listen actually. And they decided to do like, in tradition we have one acharya. One acharya, he is guru, he is everything. He is manager, he is guru, like this. And they chose one devotee who was helping to Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur as a manager. And also this brahmachari was very intelligent. Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur told, in no Sanskrit Shastra is very nice, you can ask him. In different cases you can ask him. He can say you what is said in Shastras. They decided that he is acharya. When he became acharya, so many problems came. So many problems. Then different maths, they started to struggling. Therefore, we need this temple. No, we need this temple. This is our temple. No, this is our temple. Very big temple, 64 maths were in India, established by him. And all Gaudiya Math was broken on different pieces, like Gaudiya Math, Chaitanya Math, Gopinath Math, different names appeared. And they were in judge court they were struggling. Officially it was very much problems. Sometimes when devotee coming from enemies mat, like you say, they were not giving to him prasad, not serving prasad, or giving him very spoiled prasad. Like this. So many problems were there, so many offenses. And that means that because they were not listening Katha Kirtan. But they were participating in first two types of Kirtan. Yes, okay. That was. But not listening Katha Kirtan. And it is said in Srimad Bhagavatam, 11 Canto 5:32, Yagyai Sankirtana Prayar Yajantihi Sumedasaha. It is prediction of Mahaprabhu's appearance, 11:5:32. It is said, Krishna Varnam Tusha Krishna Sangopanastra Parshada Yagyai Sankirtana Prayar Yajantihi Sumedasaha. Sumedasaha, only very intelligent person will do Yagya Sankirtana. Sumedha, not ordinary person, very intelligent person. And Srila Bhaktivinoda Saraswati Thakur said, Srila Rupa Goswami Pad compiled so many shastras, Sanskrit language. And by writing these shastras, he did seva to Gaur Hari. So that was the real kirtan. And who can understand these books of Rupa Goswami? Or not everyone. Some, therefore, but to give pleasure to Krishna is different thing. Actually, we know how to give pleasure to our senses in this world. And after Sanatana Goswami also did kirtana by making books. After disappearance of these Goswamis, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur appeared. And he wrote many books and songs. And a lot of speaking. And so many gurus, they were doing this kirtan seva. And Bhagavan Krishna very liked this kirtan. Yes, yes. Now we stop. Okay. So, this big topic. Tomorrow we will continue. Okay. Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Maharaj ki jai, Nitai Gaur Premanand. It is from Bhaktivinoda Saraswati, he said. Actually, we can see it, check in Bhagavatam many times.
Gauranga means another name of Chaitanya.
Yes, because Gauranga means Gaura Anga, is the golden lamps. Anga means lamps of body. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this name he got when he became sannyasi. Chaitanya means Chaitana, like consciousness. He is giving consciousness to everyone by doing Harinam Sankirtan. Therefore, he is Chaitanya. Okay. Hare Krishna.